Hey gang, Jamie Applin here with another video, and because some of you have said I talk way too much, we're gonna get straight into this one. No chit chat, no pleasantry, right to business. Look, I have heard from some of you that you are really enjoying using Suno, and so I'm gonna keep kind of doing a few of these. I've actually had Suno reach out to me, so I think I've said in one of my previous videos that I'm not contracted by them, which I'm not paid by them. Well, that kind of changed a little bit. They offered me an affiliate link, and I'm now using that. So if you're watching this video and you haven't yet signed up for one of the paid versions of Suno, go ahead and do that. It's going to support this channel so I can keep creating these tutorials to hopefully help you make better song creations with that platform. Okay, so this one specifically is going to be really helpful. Let's say, for example, you're a lyricist. You have no musical abilities, you can't play any instruments, you have no production capabilities, but you write lyrics, you write poetry. And so you're starting to hear your songs come to life for the first time. That's really exciting, really inspiring. And so this particular video is going to be very, very helpful for you in how you achieve a particular sound. It's going to be helpful for anybody, but you guys, definitely this is going to be a great video to watch. So like I said, let's get straight into it. A little less chit chat, a little more content, I think is what one of you guys said in one of my last videos. All right, so one of the roadblocks that we tend to run into, you've probably run into this before, is the inability to reference a particular artist or a band. So let's say, for example, you've written a song and you really want it to sound like a certain artist. Not that you're trying to rip them off, but that you're inspired by that artist and you want the production and the arrangement to sound similar. Well, as it currently stands, Suno won't let you do that. They'll flag it and say, wait a second here, you're trying to use a specific band name or artist and we're not going to allow you to do that. Well, what do? When you still want your song to have that certain sound or that certain production value, what do? Well, it all comes down to how you prompt. And this is pretty much the way it is for all AI generators, whether it's photos, videos, music, whatever. You need to get very specific. Some of the most convincing AI videos out there right now are a result of very detailed and specific prompts. So same thing goes for music here. We need to get specific. Don't just settle for basic prompts like, sometimes they'll give you examples right there in the style prompt, something like a pop song with a catchy melody and modern production, emotional vocals, upbeat but slightly moody, clean mix with drums, bass, synth. Now that might sound detailed to you, but it's actually not. It's very generic. It's very broad. And therefore the results that you get back are going to be pretty random. Sometimes you might like it, but sometimes it's not really going to be what you're looking for. And on top of that, Suno gives you up to 1,000 characters in that style prompt. So let's go ahead and use all of that, okay? So what we want is a detailed prompt, and more than just details, we want specifics about the artist and the production style that artist tends to use when they record their songs. Okay, so we're gonna look at an example here that I've already gone ahead and produced. It's a Beatles inspired track. They've got this 4-part biopic that's coming out this spring, so I thought they'd be a great subject for this little demonstration. Before I play you the song, we're going to jump into Suno here. I've already gone ahead and produced it, but before I play you this song, a couple things I want you to keep in mind. Number one, the result was just a prompt, okay? So there was no audio reference whatsoever. If you take a look here at the interface, if you've watched some of my previous videos, before I would use kind of the audio, upload an audio sample, right? Well, this is not using that whatsoever. This is strictly being generated by your style prompt, okay? So I've put lyrics in here, but it's the style prompt here that's going to be the dictator of things like melody and chord arrangement and structure of the song. Now, obviously it's going to look at the lyrics and it's going to do some math and figure it out, but there's no sonic or audio examples being given here, okay? So that's the first thing I want you to remember. The other thing is, when you hear this, don't get hung up on the vocals. These are not Beatles songs, obviously. This is not McCartney or Lennon singing these songs. And so the vocals aren't going to sound like one of the Beatles. They're just not. And that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is to get that sonic quality that we have come to know and love about the Beatles, right? So it's inspired by that musical genre. So don't get hung up on the vocals thinking like, hey, wait a second, that's not McCartney, that's not John Lennon. Obviously not what we're going for here. Okay, so let's look at the prompt first. I know you're probably itching to hear this track, and I'm going to play it to you very quickly, but first let's look at the prompt, right? So we want to get detailed prompts here. And not only are we getting detailed details about the artist, but we're getting details about a specific song. You know, if I was just to write a prompt, to try and encompass the Beatles without using a specific song in mind, well, we could get a slower piano ballad, or we could get an acoustic folk track kind of inspired by their psychedelic era, right? It's kind of going to be all over the place because there's a lot of musical styles within the Beatles catalog. So what we want to do is we want to pick an actual song and have it in mind that we can write the prompt around. So for my prompt, I used the song I Want to Hold Your Hand because I wanted to get that early Beatles mania upbeat pop track. And so that's why I went with that. The song that you're going to hear doesn't sound like I Want to Hold Your Hand. And that's not what we're trying to do. What we're wanting to do is just kind of rein it in and get it into the ballpark of the type of arrangement we're going for. Okay, so here is the prompt. An upbeat early 1960s British pop rock anthem defined by bright melodies, emotional immediacy, and tight vocal harmony. Built around jangly electric rhythm guitars with crisp downstroke strumming, supported by a melodic, forward-moving bass line and a steady mid-tempo drum groove with a strong, danceable backbeat. Okay, we're getting very, very specific. The biggest thing to mention here is the era, right? 1960s British pop rock. That's a really crucial one. But then it goes on to talk about the instrumentation, the kind of, melodic presence that those are going to bring. It carries on with the arrangement is polished but still energetic, balancing pop accessibility with live band feel. Okay, now we get into some vocals. Male lead vocals are earnest, joyful, and emotionally open. Oh man, delivered with, we're really diving into the specifics of the individual. Delivered with a youthful conviction and clarity. Signature stacked vocal harmonies play a central role, featuring tight thirds and unison lines that intertwine seamlessly within the lead. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, I did not write this. I got ChatGPT to help me out here, okay? So this is not something that I'm just typing stream of consciousness. I'm actually getting help from ChatGPT to get a really specific prompt. The last little bit, songwriting emphasizes catchy hooks, repetition, and simple romantic expression. Production, here's the last part, which is important. Production reflects early British studio techniques: warm analog tone, restrained compression, close mic'd vocals, limited effects, and a mostly mono forward balance that keeps the song punchy, intimate, and irresistibly uplifting. All right, that is the prompt. Let's play the song. Let's just stop. I started the video by saying a little less chit chat, a little more content. So let's play the song. I'm going to play it for you. We'll see how long we go, and then we'll talk a bit more about it.
Your hair still wet from the shower, t-shirt falling off one side. You laugh, you say you look awful, I say you're my favorite side. I just wanna
Okay, let me stop it there. Clearly a very, early Beatles vibe. It's not the Beatles, and that's not the point, but it's got authenticity in there that really makes you think, almost like it was a song that they, could have released, but didn't. Okay, so let me play you another couple of tracks here too, just to showcase again where it was able to really dial in that Beatles inspired sound. Okay, so here's another one.
You booked that flight, round trip, of course. I framed the ticket.
Like that walking bass line, that's so McCartney, right? Like it just right away, you're like, wow, that's just got the vibe.
The door. You love my plans till they involved you. You change your mind, like I change venues. all my means.
It's great. That drum fill, right? The bass, there's just some signature moments in that where, again, it's like, it sounds familiar, but it's not, right? It doesn't, it didn't exist until a couple of days ago. But just those drum fills, that walking bass line, it's just got some signature Beatles moments. Let me play another one here.
You make me wanna scream, make me wanna dream. Maybe you should stay, let's fall asleep. Maybe I should stay, maybe we should play. And when we start to touch, it's like, oh my God. You make me feel so close, and I want you to know. And we know it, and we know it, and we know it,
Okay.
and we know it. We're still so young.
Okay, I can play these. I really am enjoying doing this. I've actually put together an entire, almost like a Beatles record. Now that one could almost be like the monkey. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. And people say monkey around. You know, it's that era, right? So again, we're not necessarily, you know, ripping off the Beatles. We're just trying to kind of find that era of early 60s pop. Okay, one more and then we'll kind of wrap this up.
High tide rush, all the lights are down.
Again, another signature, just kind of McCartney melody there.
You see me standing there and the band is playing loud. The floor is shaking, but the room is still. The people all around us, but I feel just you and me. She said, all I wanna do is dance.
Boom, 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 boom,
Come
boom, boom.
on, take my hand. We can leave it all behind. It could be you and me tonight. Heartbeat bumping underneath my skin. Fell into your eyes and I let the love begin. The floor is shaking, but the room is still.
I'm going to keep playing this one because I love it. Feel free to, for those of you who are in a rush, to check out the time markers and jump ahead. But let me just play this one out.
The people all around us, but I feel just you and me. She said, all I wanna do is dance. Come on, take my hand. We can leave it all behind. It could be you and me tonight. Come on, take my hand.
That's good.
We can leave it all behind. It could be you and me tonight.
Okay. I'll pause it there. If you actually want to listen to these, I did create, like I said, I've created probably almost a double record of Beatles inspired stuff, but you can go and check it out. I'm going to give you a link to that. I've actually written an entire catalog of, you know, Beatles inspired prompts. It's called The British Invasion. Again, I'll add a link in the description where you can go and you can actually buy it. And so I think it gives you 20, maybe even 25 Suno ready prompts that you can plug in and get these Beatles inspired tracks. Like I said, all of that was generated by a prompt, right? There was no audio upload. There was no influence given whatsoever besides the prompt. So just wanted to encourage you with that, especially you lyricists who rely on the prompt specifically to get a sound. Really go deep into detail. Really spend your time in think about a particular artist, and not just that artist, but a specific song that you want to be in, have your song be inspired by, and use that as your starting point. And just like anything, you need to do multiple generations. You know, I did, you know, I can't tell you how many I did, but let's say I did 50 different generations. I probably got, 10 to 12 tracks that are really liked, right? So you can't just, press the button once and then give up on it. Sometimes it gets it really close, sometimes it doesn't. But you're definitely going to get a lot closer if you get very, very specific with the prompt that you're putting in. Okay, so I'm going to do more of these. Let me know what kind of band, what kind of era you would like to hear more prompts wants more tracks done, I'll go and do that. I like that. It's, for me, it's a little bit like cracking the code, right? It's kind of figuring out, oh, hey, we weren't able to say an actual artist, so how do I get around that and still have it produce a track that sounds similar to that artist, okay? So let me know in the comments section what other artists, what other eras you'd like to hear, and maybe we can do a video on that. Hope you're all doing well. We'll see you on the next one.